I've got it on you. Yeah, it's on. Oh, I see them down at the train track. You ready to open? Yep. You want the phone?
Are we ready, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Hello, everybody. Thank you once again for tuning in. It seems like we do this every year, and I hope it's a tradition that we continue into the future. I'm Robbie Underwood, and I'm your host for the 2025 Oliver Springs Christmas Parade on behalf of Brad Jones, who's manager at BBB, channel 1086 on your Comcast dial, on behalf of Mayor Jason Stiltner, the town of Oliver Springs. I'd like to welcome you to the 2025 Oliver Springs Christmas Parade. So just kick back, and it's going to be a few minutes before they get up here, but that's okay. We can. I have enough pertinent information to just titillate you for a long time, so we'll be ready when they get here. I won't be run out by then, so just kick back and enjoy yourself as we see the 2025 Oliver Springs Christmas Parade. I wanted to mention, Brad, also, I know Chief Laxton is going to come in here in just a very few minutes, probably leading off the parade, or I think there's somebody ahead of him, if I understand correctly. Mayor Jason Stiltner, and of course we're set up in front of the beautiful Oliver Springs City Hall, just beautifully decorated for the Christmas season. And one thing I try to do, Brad, when I've been involved in the history of the town for many years, since before Mr. Harvey died, who was our historian of the town for a long time. And, I like to come down on a night like this, and from where we are now, the vantage point, I think back about maybe 1820, and I think about looking over toward the gap, toward Windrock Mountain. And about 1820, there would have been a big mill dam that would be built across the gap there. And Revolutionary War hero Major Moses Winters, had established a mill pond, and he ground grain and had kind of helped to establish the town back in the very early days. And on a night like this, I think how cool it would be if we could just have a vantage point to see that. And see little one-horse wagons coming to and fro, and taking corn over to the mill to be ground, and bringing them home and getting ready for the big Christmas dinner, and having hot cornbread cakes and home-churned butter. And it was a quaint existence, I'm sure, and just the occasional cabin here and there, not the town that we know today. But certainly that's the roots from which we came. And we remember those things here in Oliver Springs. We have such a proud history. And I kind of consider it my duty to remind you of things like that. I want to give a quick shout out too. A good friend of mine came by and mentioned that one of my neighbors who lives just right down from me on Cemetery Road, Miss Helen Doherty, and she's the widow of J.B. Doherty, who some of you may know. All the people around town knew him. Just a good fella. And she was checking on me, asking if I was okay. She hadn't seen me in a while. I only lived 4 houses down from her, but I just want to give a shout out to Miss Helen. And if you're watching, Miss Helen, I want to wish you a Merry Christmas, and hopefully many more. And it's just such a fine family. Lives down on Cemetery Road. And I just happened to notice, Brad, somebody that you and I both know, and she's been such a kind friend of mine for so long. But Joyce Hepler Fox, who many of you know, and of course raised up a fine son. He was actually mayor of the town for several years, Chris Hepler. And she fell and broke her foot in I don't know how many places. It wasn't good. But she's been in rehab and getting that built back stronger. And I saw her parked over here about 4 cars over, and she's here watching the Christmas parade. So she's able to kind of hobble out to her car, and you can't keep good people down, and certainly she's one of the best. So I want to give a shout out to her, and she won't even know I'm talking about her until she sees the replay. But she's one of the good ones. And also, I don't know how many of you are aware of this, but we have friends and benefactors that extend far beyond the city limits of the town. We have one friend in particular by the name of Marty Gold. She lives all the way down in Allen, Texas, suburb of Dallas, and she has been a huge supporter of our town and just the things we do to preserve the legacy of the town. And she's still doing it. It's ongoing. She has established a page on Facebook called Oliver Springs Past and Present. And if you go on that, if you're interested in Oliver Springs, what's going on now, what's going on in the past, the history of the town, there's just a wealth of information on there. I'm one of the administrators, but we've always got something there that you want to read. And go on Facebook and search out Oliver Springs Past and Present, and you'll see all my content that I generate, historical tales and such, engaging pictures. But I want to give a shout out to Marty, and she won't see this probably until the playback too, but just her dad was Nathan Stonecipher, who was just a stellar football player and basketball player back in the day, class of 53 from Oliver Springs High School. And so we want to give a shout out to her. So many people that we could recognize. And I guess I better turn my attention to the parade. Let's see what we got, Brad. I believe that's Chief Laxton, isn't it? I don't have my glasses, don't you? That's... What if they had a parade and Robbie forgot his glasses? I haven't done that. I just forgot what I did with them. Chief Laxton is chief of Oliver Springs Police Force. I don't know how many officers we have now, but it's just a fine group of people, and certainly we appreciate what they do. And I believe... Let's see if I get... this looks like the Disabled American... or is that... yes, the Disabled American Veterans. And... Merry Christmas! They got a good thing going on down there. The things they do. My brother's a disabled veteran, and he's a part of that group. Here we have the Mighty Bobcat Marching Band. If you think they're good in a parade, you should see them in concert. It's just amazing. Here we have Anderson County Sheriff Constable. Merry Christmas to you, sir. I wonder if that dog is an official part of the team. I've heard of those police dogs. That one doesn't fit the format, but you never know. This, I believe, is another Anderson County Constable car. I'm trying not to mangle these names, get them backward, Brad, because they are important to us. Tennessee Constable, Merry Christmas. Now here we have the Roane County Sheriff Department. Merry Christmas. And I'm friends with some of those folks. Give a shout out to them. Sergeant Sparks, who runs the Roane County Jail crew, construction crew that helps out in and around Oliver Springs, and just do a marvelous job. Sergeant Rob Sparks, and I hope he's listening to this tonight. What a fine man he is. And Merry Christmas. How are you, sir? Ed Butler. He's a good friend of Oliver Springs, a friend of mine, a friend of several of our folks around town. some folks come into politics, and you vote for him and you never see him again, and not so with Ed. He's out there working on our behalf. And Anderson County Republican Party. Merry Christmas. I'll get it. Thank you. Missed that. Third time's the charm. Thank you, sir. Merry Christmas, those fine folks. Uh-oh, here we go. Have we got a CUDA convertible? Could it be? Merry Christmas. What a fine example of a Plymouth. A finer one could probably never be found, Brad. That's what an awesome car that is. Merry Christmas. And a Camaro SS chasing him. I believe that Camaro wanted to catch him. He could. Merry Christmas. Back in the day in Oliver Springs, if you lived around here, that's the kind of cars that ran the street on up and down, especially on a Friday night. And occasionally you'd see them just absolutely light up a boiling exhibition. And they kind of frown on that in the parades anymore, and I understand that. But I have no doubt that several of those cars could light it up. They say if you get racing in your blood, it never goes away. And I used to be just a fan of drag racing. Used to go down the Harriman drag strip, Brad, and oh my word. And I still have fond memories of that. I believe, is that it's a Mustang. It's not a 64 and a half, I don't believe. It looks like maybe if I see the back end of it, it's right in there though. It's a 65, 66, maybe. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. Call Brad and complain. Chevy Vega. Oh, I remember those days. Now this is the cars that make me nostalgic, and I believe that says Stats family. Stats. I hope I pronounced that right. Forgive me if I don't. 3rd generation 1949 DeSoto. Oh my goodness. Merry Christmas. And he's just happy to be driving that car. He's not paying attention to me, but I'd hi-hat myself too. And oh my goodness, look at this. Now I've seen this one around town a little bit here and there, but some of these guys actually drive their cars. They're show cars, but some of them actually drive them, on rare occasions. We had one of the fellas that had one like this that actually drove it to church when he would come, and of course all the kids loved it. I loved it. So, what a beautiful car, just pristine. And now old meets new. We've got the newer generation of cars and the LED lights, and certainly a lot of folks like them. I kind of like them myself, Brad. I hear off in the distance there are bagpipes. What's the name again? Bagpipe Katie. I asked Brad when he told me that earlier. I said, now, is that the name her parents gave her, or just kind of she assumed it once she learned? Now, I didn't want to miss that Oldsmobile convertible. Merry Christmas. Gorgeous family right there. Monte Carlo. Now, what a classy touch right there. We got the bagpipes. Sheriff Russell Barker, Merry Christmas. Anderson County Sheriff, we want to thank those fine folks. Merry Christmas. These folks really run more like a tight-knit family in our law enforcement group around here. It's like our firefighters. There's just a lot of mutual aid that goes on, and organization. And I'm not sure which one that is, but I don't want to mess with that dog. Another Anderson County Sheriff representative. And another Anderson County Sheriff. We appreciate those folks. I was talking earlier, Brad, about Major Moses Winters. And, of course, Winters Gap is the street that's right up here from us that goes all the way up to the top of the hill to Spring Street, named after Major Moses Winters. And if you ever get a chance to come to Oliver Springs, you might want to cut up that way, and you see the beautiful Southern Railway Depot, lovingly restored, and under new management, you might say, the last year or so, Miss Jessica Patterson. And we have the Shriners carts. I don't want to ignore them. We certainly appreciate it. Merry Christmas. If that don't make you want to join the Shriners, I don't know what will. Merry Christmas. Some people just know how to have fun. But let's see who we got here. Abigail Temple, Queen 2526. Pardon? Oh, yeah, Carhart. Corbella Roan Roasters. Oh, yeah, I got you. They got to get it out here somewhere, and I don't think they can run from Knoxville to here. Probably could, but as much as I love those things, I'd hate to see one going down I-40. Getting back to Miss Jessica Patterson, she's our new librarian in town. Been doing that for just I don't know exactly how long now, but certainly she's doing a remarkable job. And we certainly don't want any go-kart fatalities, but I guess it'd be for a worthy cause. And this little fella that's leading up back here, he's either the leader of the pack because he's running dead last, so he may be their boss. You think a convertible is a breezy ride? That's a convertible all the way. No windscreen or anything. I noticed that at the library, speaking once again of that before I move on from that, Mrs. Jessica, she has so many programs that are designed to help people that maybe otherwise might not be in a position to get education. They have computer classes. Here a couple of weeks ago, they actually had a Chromebook class, and at the conclusion of the class, you get to keep the Chromebook that you used in the class. So she's doing a lot of really cool things like that, and she's a fierce lobbyist on behalf of the library and the things that the library stands for. And now here's my car right here, or it could be, if he would stop and let me drive it. I love those Thunderbirds, the early 2000 era Thunderbirds. But Jessica's a staunch advocate for all things that have to do with the library and education. And I have always maintained the position that you can't be a proper town without a proper library. And I'm just gratified that a lot of people around here feel the same way. And she gets a lot of support from the community at large. And so we'll give her a shout out. Okay, they're making me dizzy now, Brad. Off in the distance, I see some absolutely gorgeous parade floats that are rolling up this way. I've been trying to lose my voice all week, Brad, and I'm just about to. I think I'm just about to beat it. I had a bad cold. I'm over the cold, but not over the. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas. I'll get.
There you go.
Oh, thank you. Merry Christmas. Let's see what we got here. This looks like the Oak Ridge Army Recruiting Station. We appreciate all the folks that fight for us to secure our freedom, maintain our freedom, and certainly those guys are the tip of the spear when it comes to that sort of thing. Oh, thank you. You've been immortalized now. You're on film forever and a day. Merry Christmas. Keith Wilson, I just now recognized him underneath that toboggan. Such a fine fella. Beach Park Baptist Church. My buddy Robbie Leach, he's the senior pastor there at Beach Park. Such a fine group of people. His lovely wife. Robbie actually has common roots with me. We got both folks from up Lake City way, Medford way, back in the day. But Robbie's a part of us, has been for many years, and we appreciate him so much. Devaney's Eats and Treats. That's a lovely float. Lovely truck, too. We appreciate Devaney's. Actually, they opened up down here, and I have a hard time figuring out. They closed some through the winter, but man, they got hot dogs to die for, and they're not paying us for this. I just happened to mention that. We're glad they're around. David Laxton, running for Roane County Sheriff. I see. Yeah, he's got them locked up. Yeah, keep them right there. I can tell that's the bad element right there. Merry Christmas. Now, who's driving that Grand Wagoneer? I think I see right there. I see David Laxton for Roane County Sheriff. Chief Laxton, I just hope you watch this replay and see the support you have. Willing to get on the top of that car and freeze to death on your behalf. Mineral Springs Baptist Church, and I know those folks, such a fine group of people. Merry Christmas. That's going up toward Dutch Valley, up toward the end of Spring Street, where it's just before it turns into Dutch Valley Road. And they've been there for years and years and years. Merry Christmas. Barbara Vickery for District 5 County Commissioner. Merry Christmas from Cash Express. I have to thank those people. They dropped those Cash Express pins off at church and the little notepads, and I just use the heck out of those things. And I don't know how much they pay for them, but it's a wonderful pin, and it's certainly a good advertisement for them. Purely Loaded Nutrition. I hope I got that right. Merry Christmas. I think last year, Brad, we had a thing where on the parade route, they had a corner that they had not historically been taken. And when they brought the big floats through, they had a problem navigating the parade route around that tight curve. And I've not been on that end of town. I don't know if they're still taking the same parade route, but last year we had a problem with the parade kind of separating and had some dead time between it just because they had trouble getting the floats around the corner. I don't think that's been a problem this year. Now this fella, I think he's falling asleep. Let's see what we got here. Merry Christmas. You better hurry, they're leaving you. Merry Christmas. Monty Fritz. Josh Henderson, County Mayor. Merry Christmas.
Hey, y'all.
Pretty good, thank you. And this is the attack dogs we've heard so much about. I know it's Adopt Me. Let's see. What group is that, Brad? If they'd hold their sign where I could see it, but I'm sorry I can't. I apologize. Oh, Anderson for Anderson County Mayor. So that was the sign. I thought it was Adopt a Pet. And the puppy, it said Adopt Me on the side of the puppy. So Merry Christmas. Omega Lodge 536. Merry Christmas. Some people just know how to live, don't they? They just, after the parade, if you hit them up, I bet they'd sell you that hay. That looks like the good stuff, Brad. The straw, I believe. That's the good stuff there. Let's see, State Farm Insurance. Well, we can appreciate their insurance plug because they got one heck of a bubble blower, snow blower. And I wonder if they stole that from Gatlinburg up there. Oh, that's a trip, yeah. I told you it was going to snow. Brad and I were laughing over the disparity of weather sometimes between Coalfield and Oliver Springs, and sometimes how the weather will stay over on the Coalfield side of Walden Ridge. And certainly they seem to have their own weather over there, as do we. But I jokingly predicted the snowstorm, and by George, we got it. Let's see what we got right here, Brad. That's I do want to thank Brad and the folks over at BBB. And we used to call it Channel 12 forever. That was their number on the dial. And still slip up and call it Channel 12, but it's 1086 on the Comcast dial here in the Tri-County area. And we certainly appreciate Brad for doing this every year. And Big Bubba's Auction. I wonder if that's Bubba. That's his alter ego. Gary Long, Road Superintendent. Merry Christmas. I want that truck and I can't help myself, Brad. Guess what would I do with it? I don't know, but I'd find something to do with it. Drive it to church. Drive it to church and dare him to take my parking spot. Let's see what we've got here. Merry Christmas. I like the local floats, Brad. That's the folks that it's a labor of love, get out and some of those folks take their floats from town to town. It's kind of a bragging right thing. But that's a family promise. Is that what? Yeah.
Cotton candy, $1.
10 Phillips for Sheriff. Merry Christmas. We know Tim. That Roane County Sheriff's Department, I have to say, they have helped Oliver Springs about as much as anybody I can think of. And I mentioned Rob Sparks earlier. And by George, I hope he's listening tonight, because I'm going to wear him out. Just the wonderful things he's done for this town. And such a master craftsman. And teaches the fellas in the... Merry Christmas. Teaches the fellas in the... Okay, I wasn't sure what we were watching there. I thought we were having a protest, but that's pretty cool. But Sergeant Sparks teaches those young guys a trade, and many of them who don't have a trade, and they're desperately struggling to redeem themselves. And I've worked with them a whole lot over the years, and I always have been appreciated. And certainly do a fine job. Oh, we've got a Corvair. It's like a 65 Corvair, I think that is, Brad. You remember the Ralph Nader books, Unsafe at Any Speed? Well, heck, I'd rode in one all my life as a kid, and if I get killed, it won't be by a Corvair. Merry Christmas, Mayor. Oh, Terry Frank. Was she in there?
Yes, she's on the other side.
Okay. Merry Christmas, Mayor Frank. She and I are friends. We've met several times over the years, and she's helped us out. And she's another champion for Oliver Springs. And I'm glad you mentioned it. She didn't get away unnoticed, because she's worthy. Oh, my word. How many thousands of these do we have? Yeah, this would be a good time for me to segue right into the Windrock Off-Road Park that we have here just across through the gap into up on Windrock. And of course, Windrock for many years was a coal mining town. Had Windrock, Upper Windrock, and Lower Windrock communities, and the folks that lived up there, by and large, were coal miners and their families. And of course, that era is essentially gone now, but it has turned into one of the premium off-road meccas in all of the United States and beyond. And also, they have the downhill biking, where all the crazy people from all over the world come, and they have competitions. And if you didn't see it, you wouldn't believe it. But those people are certified crazy and enjoy them so much. Just a good bunch of people. When they get on those bikes, they are insane. Go ripping down an obstacle course at breakneck speeds on a mountain bicycle. And we just keep growing and growing. That's one of the things we do in Oliver Springs. It's becoming a real tourist attraction again. We're building cabins all over the place up toward Windrock, where people come in, they stay for a weekend or a week and ride the mountain. I forget how many hundreds of miles of established trails there are. When I was a kid, I planted trees up in the strip mines, and it was a pretty good job for back in the day, but very often we had to plant trees in the wintertime. And my brother and I, we'd be out there working for the mine reclamation company and have our little ragged sneakers and any coat and long shirt we could wear, and planting trees in a foot of snow, because that's when they determined they grew the best. And I've got to stop my little sordid tale, because This Ford truck is something to behold. What's this? TDR. I tell you what, we got so many cool things in this parade this year. We got the Hispanic element. We appreciate that. Now, you want to talk off-roading, there you go. Show up with that at your local off-roading meeting. Game Over Towing. We've utilized those folks before. Beautiful truck. Merry Christmas from Brothers Garage. I would hate to venture what that truck is worth, but it would be substantial. And I might pay it if I had it. Hey, Toe. We should just tell these folks that this is where the camera is. This is where all the broadcasting is, and they're throwing the camera to everybody else. Hey, Toe. We should send out a flyer, Brad, next year. If they don't throw us candy, we're not going to mention their name. Tulsa Road in Oak Ridge, Tennessee, another ATO. Quality Towing. Oh, Mr. Grinch. I wonder what he did in his other job. Now I guess we know. Now, if I was Polaris, see, I would sue those guys because that's a bad look right there. They should have the Polaris towing the wrecker. Just in case you wonder how the big rigs get towed when they have an accident or the motor blows up, right there, take a look at that, and there you go. I don't know what you need towed, but I believe that would be up to the task. Is this an old Alice Chalmers tractor, maybe? Now you get in. Oh, John Deere. I didn't see the color. Forgive me, Alice Chalmers. It's John Deere green. Billy Bob loves Charlene and painted her name on the water tower. I wonder if that's Billy Bob. What a beautiful tractor. When you get into the old vintage tractors, you're talking my language right there. I love them. Now here's what the kids like. Will Burney from the Burney family, grandson of Mayor J.H. Burney, the late mayor of Alder Springs. Such a fine fellow. And that's his grandson Will right there driving that fire truck. Oh, Yeller. Merry Christmas. The only thing Yeller about old Yeller is the color, because it's one heck of a fire truck. The kids love it, folks, and so do I. The Roane County Rescue Squad. Merry Christmas. Some folks think they're loud now, but I tell you what, there are, at times you might get in a situation where they will be the absolute person that you would desperately want to see coming to your aid. And they always rush toward the problem, not away from it. And we just can't say enough good things about them. Somewhere along this parade route, there's a kid who's going to grow up and become a volunteer fireman based on what he sees tonight. Marlowe, just outside of Oliver Springs toward Clinton. Merry Christmas. Blair Fire Department. Brad, these folks keep passing us up. They obviously do not know that we are the television station. Merry Christmas. And I see Will Burney's wife, I believe, Brooks in that truck, and they're part of Blair Volunteer Fire Department as well. And these guys are true brothers. They do a lot of mutual aid stuff together. And they have saved a lot of lives, a lot of property. I've told this story before, and you may be tired of it, but they actually saved my barn when my neighbor tried to burn the mountain down. And they absolutely, I looked out toward my barn, and there was a 35-foot wall of flame that was curling over the top of my barn, and they saved it, and it wasn't even scorched. Merry Christmas. Another Blair truck. And another Blair truck. Is this the big guy right here? I believe we got the big guy coming up, Brad. And no, I'm not talking about Chief Lashton, Corey Jenkins. I'm talking about the big guy, Santa himself. Merry Christmas. Is that Jason in the truck? I believe it is. Mayor Jason Stiltner. Merry Christmas. Oh, what a cool time. Some more of Oliver Springs' finest. Brad, I think my voice just may barely hold out. I told you I had had a cold, but I think I may make it to the end of this broadcast after all. I believe that's the last one, isn't it, Brad? Yeah. Well, I'll take my glasses off so you can see me, but that is our Oliver Springs Christmas parade, and boy, it was a dandy. And it's such a wonderful time here in Oliver Springs. Such a good group of people, and a lot of love in this community. And we might not know everybody, but we know somebody that does. And so if we don't know you, we know your cousin. So, but thank you for coming out and spending some time with us here in Oliver Springs on this beautiful, beautiful December night. We saw this glorious sunset earlier before we went on the air. Wish you could have seen it because it was really something. And so this is the perfect, been the perfect day, the perfect parade. So until next year, hopefully we'll still be doing this. Until then, I'll say for channel, say channel 12, Brad, 1086 on your dial, BBB Communications, Brad Jones, who's the manager. I'm Robbie Underwood for the City of Oliver Springs. Thank you so much for letting us come into your home in 2025.